What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy Shadow King back with the homie show with Guy Joe. It's another episode of Ranger Ops, a Toku Tuesday exclusive this week because we have a lot of Toku and Super Sentai stuff to talk about. Ain't that right, Joe?
Oh yeah, no, big stuff happened. Big,
A
big things.
lot,
Some good, some bad, some 90s.
a lot has happened within the last like month and a half. So,
A lot has happened in the
um,
last 3 days.
well, yeah, that too. We're not gonna. We're just gonna dive right into it. You guys know who we are. Let's get the topic going. The main topic today: Super Sentai is ending, and we feel some kind of way about it. So, Joe, I'm gonna read a bit of an insert, and then we'll get right into it. So, this was reported on October 30th, so day before Halloween. Um, Kyoto News agency broke that this Thursday morning, the 30th, Super Sentai, currently celebrating its 50th anniversary, will end its broadcast on TV Asahi after a half century. That's a long time, nearly running continuous. Apparently, profits from events, merchandise, other related sources have not been enough to justify continuing production on the series. At this time, number one Sentai Gozuja, which premiered in February, will be the final entry in the Super Sentai series. Holy crap, 50 years, bro. 50 years and a big change is coming. How you feeling about it?
It's interesting. I'm not as heartbroken as a lot of people because we did have Kamen Rider take a break in from in the 90s, and then it got resurrected in Kuga.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it going away for a little bit is not a bad thing necessarily. They definitely need to come up with some way to do it because one of the reasons why Kamen Rider is still profitable and Super Sentai isn't is Kamen Rider has a lot of gimmicks now that kids can go out and buy or adults can buy. And Super Sentai, most of the time, doesn't have a gimmick to go along with its thing. We've had like Ranger keys, we've had Ryu Souls, we've had the rings for Gokaiger, but like largely Super Sentai doesn't have a morph gimmick outside of the changer.
It's all been
Which,
really recent too, like recent gimmicks, not long time standing.
yeah, like um, yes, in Sentai, we had Zenkaiger had the Zenkai gears. Now just all the names are failing me at this point. Dome Brothers didn't have a gimmick. King Oger, the sword was the gimmick, but it didn't have a gimmick to like do it. It was just the Boppet sword.
Right.
Kira Major didn't have a gimmick. It was just the Morpher. So the only gimmick we've had this far in the Reiwa period, and I'm probably forgetting somebody. I know I am. Is just the Zenkai gears and the Goju rings. Again, I'm probably forgetting somebody. So, like, Power Ranger had a gimmick with all the different. Power Ranger, Lupin Ranger had the gimmick with all the different gear slots that are you can put in the versus changer, and those gimmicks really help subsidize and fund this stuff. Kamen Rider's a gimmick every year. Every year there's a gimmick. Like this year in Kamen Rider, we got the Capsiums, and there's Legacy Capsiums. There's a Capsium that, and they all go on the weapons. They all go on the belts. There's always something that makes that's a collectible that goes along with Kamen Rider, and Sentai just doesn't have that.
No, and I mean honestly, uh, that's definitely what's been able to keep Kamen Rider, above board, and obviously Sentai running for 50 years long. Um, the fact that you can only list maybe what 10 gimmicks out of 50 years.
No, no, you can list a lot of them, but I'm thinking like the Reiwa period because like
Oh, okay,
Gosager
well,
had
yeah,
cards, uh, Shinkenger had the Sure discs, um, Ryu Soldier had the little Soul keys, Gokai had the Ranger keys. So I mean, we can list some that have collectible gimmicks that go with it, and those were the most profitable. But not every Sentai has a collectible gimmick that goes with it.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I mean, what do you think will happen now? I mean, there's been a lot of theories and rumors. Uh, you can't just. I mean, well, okay, you can, but stopping something as powerful as big as Super Sentai after 50 years with clear plans to keep going. Like as much as I love Power Rangers, I do. But 30 years was the perfect time to essentially end the series. Most people, pop culture, only really remember or know that Mighty Morphin was a thing, which is why it's more prevalent in everything that we get, instead of some of the more classic and honestly better written seasons. But with Sentai, you know, a lot of actors always return. You've got movies, specials, movies between heroes from multiple teams, like the space movie. Like it's so much more effort and time, and honestly, I gotta say, love put into Sentai. I just don't fully see it being done. So what do you think is the possibility of what's going to happen as the latest season number 50 ends?
Well, we also got to look at the business aspect of this, and we are not saying we're business people. We're not. We do not have that internet degree. We do not have an actual degree, but being tied to Power Rangers is hindering Sentai in an international market because Hasbro owns Power Rangers right now,
Yep.
meaning Sentai cannot air internationally or be sold internationally without the express permission of Hasbro, which is why we're getting the Megazords, the Mighty Morphin Reignition stuff. Which, by the way, I'm getting that Megazord bundle pack.
It looks really good.
It's $80. I can't turn down all 5 Zords for $80.
No,
So
no, no,
that
no.
aside, they are looking at what Ultraman is doing. Ultraman, the entirety of the Ultraman library is now available for streaming. Oh, almost entirely available for streaming. I just now saw that Ultraman Zets is on Tubi. You can get the majority of the Ultraman thing. Ultraman can stream on multiple platforms now. Kamen Rider is now internationally streaming because their rights are held by Toei or
Hmm.
whoever owns the TV rights for Kamen Rider.
Right.
Zets is out in America legally. You can buy stuff. It's streaming. It's being seen by a broader audience. Sentai can't get that because they have to go through Hasbro, and Hasbro doesn't want competition with itself. Kind of. It's not really with itself, but they don't want Sentai being out there when they're trying to relaunch Power Rangers.
Right. Right.
So the other reason probably why this is happening is so that they can get out of the contract with Hasbro and rebrand under something different. That way they can also take part of the international market and international streaming revenue. Because we know what's coming next. That got reported literally this morning.
Yeah. And we'll get to that in a little bit. Which, I mean, it's really surprising they went that route. But I mean, so
I'm not surprised because that is their fallback plan. We saw what happened. The 90s were everywhere with them. And they were
oh yeah,
all very obviously based on one singular movie, for the lack of a better term. But we also got them in the 90s in the form of some Borgs that were Beatles, or possibly
yeah.
Generals in the Machine Empire, or Jay Leno's Ghost, even though he's still
Oh
alive.
my god, that man, like reliving. Honestly, that's something we definitely need to go back and touch on. Definitely want to do that next year. Is like
No, we don't. We really
just
don't.
give
If we're doing
time.
anything next year, it's going to be VR Troopers. We are not watching that other thing. That is an utter abomination as we're older.
No, we definitely will give some love to VR Trooper. I actually just watched a video. Shout out to Connor the Waffle, who might and never ever see this video, but he recently essentially got me caught up on VR Troopers without having to actually go watch VR Troopers. And um, God, that show, man. I watched a bit of it when I was a kid, but of course, I don't remember half of that stuff when I was back then. And Power Rangers was more popular, but what we could have gotten if that had kept going and got like right at the same popularity of Power Rangers, and the team ups we could have gotten, and then we all know what VR Troopers was originally supposed to be, which Cybertron with JDF. Imagine if that had went off
Yeah, I'm
instead of
fairly certain Tanaka and Hasbro Toys at the time probably wouldn't have let it be called Cybertron for a very, very obvious reason.
yeah we uh
Fairly certain
I
there's a
mean
planet.
and if it always kills me the fact that the theme song was just the Green Ranger theme, just with cyber. I heard that and I was like, I forgot this was the thing. Oh my god, they have Saban was just like, hey, take this, change the names, change the letters, change the words, new theme song. We already got it done. Move along. uh, God, he's so cheap. Saban was so cheap. But yeah, overall, man, do you think going forward, I'm interested to see what Super Sentai does, what if it's rebranded to a different name. Um, the future is I think the future is still bright. I mean, obviously, with them coming off of the contracts, basically being able to do their own thing. Do you think going forward we'll be able to get? I mean, obviously, the main goal is to obviously, like you said, sell internationally. So, what do you think will come of that in the future? Will there be any changes? Will they keep just doing the same thing, bringing actors back, making more specials? Like, what do you think will happen?
I think they'll finish their contractual obligation with Go Zuger, and then they're going to wash their hands of it for a good while. I mean, the last time this happened, it was from 1991, 92, all the way to 2000 when when Kamen Rider restarted with Kuga.
Do you think the break will
So
be that long?
depends on toy sales, depends on viewership. But you know, a lot of 90s kids that grew up on them. Can we just go ahead and pan into it? This is
Yeah, yeah,
excruciating
yeah.
trying to
All right,
dance
we're
around
sliding
it.
into it. So, what he's talking about is, boom, there they are right there. Basically, because of what's happening with Super Sentai, it will be followed once Gozutra is over by a Reiwa era version of Space Sheriff Gavin.
Well,
Holy crap!
metal heroes or space sheriffs would be the better definition. I know they're using Reiwa era Gavin, but we
Yeah,
already have new Gavin. He showed up in, unfortunately, of all things, Ninja, I believe. God bless that man and his patience. Um, no,
oh
actually, I think it may have been no, because they showed up in Dino Charge. Because we had Gavin in no, Gavin came in.
no, Beast Morpher.
Huh?
Yeah, so a version of Gavin, English wise, showed up in Beast Morphers.
Beast Morphers. Okay, so it was
Yeah,
Go Busters.
yeah,
Okay, so back to that. So it will be a Reiwa era of either space sheriffs or just metal heroes in general.
yeah.
Um, Meaning we know, according to the article, people have been cast. They're already in production. It's going to start in spring. It's
Wow,
more,
man, that's crazy.
yeah, no. We will more than likely, towards the end of the month, get the official name because this is around the time where the Japanese trademark usually comes out for Super Sentai. That's fine. We were just going to get Universe Heroes. I believe that was the initial thing, and then we got the official thing that it is Metal Heroes. So for those that are familiar with Metal Heroes, Big Bad Beetleborgs, if you grew up in the Power Rangers era, those were Metal Heroes. They were Jukon Fighter and Jukon Fighter B.
Yep.
We had a lot of RoboCop style shows. Jen
Yeah, we
Parsons,
did.
Bruce Watt, Exceed Draft. Um, VR Troopers is made out of Space Sheriff Scheider, Metallurd, and Juicepion. What
Yep.
are some other ones that we
Kiter, I think
got?
too,
Because
right?
I got a good chunk of, huh?
Wasn't
Uh,
Kiter a big part of that too, or
Kind of, yeah. He was more in the 70s, 60. He was more in the
yeah,
70s. So we got like Cybercop, Jabon, Jiraiya, who did appear in Ninja and Power Ranger.
Super
What
Ninja
was the
still,
Shuriken one's called?
Super Ninja still,
Ninja
or
Steel, Wind
Ninja still,
Spectre,
yeah.
Soul Brain, stuff like that. So a lot of police, a lot of sheriffs. So yeah, this is what the future of Tokusatsu is going to be in place of Super Sentai. So we're not really losing; we're just kind of swapping.
Yeah, and honestly, I mean, giving Metal Heroes a chance to be rebirthed now in the modern era. Honestly, I'm excited for that. That is actually something we're going to do next year. You said it's going to drive around with springtime, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I
According
think
to the article,
before that, we should definitely like take an in depth look at just the history of Metal Heroes in general. So we are going to do that eventually. And not just Metal
so much
Heroes, but
RoboCop.
all of Toku. So we're gonna look at Metal Heroes, Kamen Rider, Sentai, the history of that. We'll do Power Rangers. I definitely want to dive into the history of this stuff, not just talk surface stuff or the ideas that we might have, but go into the history of like this gigantic entity. I mean, God, Japan has given us so many heroes in different forms, different versions, the stories they've been able to tell. Um, that of course being brought over to America gave us Power Rangers and entirely new stories to tell. We got Masked Rider, the first attempt at bringing Kamen Rider over here. We got Kamen Rider Dragon Knight, a
Better.
decent A-OK attempt at Kamen Rider that still, I think, should have been a bit more recognized, but obviously, it is what it is. I actually love Dragon Knight, just out here saying it.
I love Dragon Knight. It's
But
fun.
uh yeah, going into the history, so some episodes we'll plan out next year will be just deep dives into history. And I'm glad that I got my bro show with Joe because he can definitely um bring a lot more insight into the history, especially with Kamen Rider and Sentai and Toku history. So I'm excited for that project. And announcing it now, woohoo, yeah, next year. History of Toku. Um, we're gonna plan it out and get it done. And I definitely am excited to just dive into this thing that we love because that is why
We'll
we
probably just call
do
the segments.
what we do.
What's a
We
toku?
love it. And we get to show off all our cool collectibles and all that good stuff too. So
Actually, should we
because
submit this as a panel for MTAC, considering it's a Super Sentai themed MTAC?
we can and we will. Which now means I have to go to MTech. Okay. Yay.
I've made him commit to so many things on air, meaning he's contractually obligated.
I have to be surrounded by yous now. Okay. Fun time. Speaking of the youth, God, that's not the segment the way I wanted to run into that segment, but we're talking about youth, and sadly, a certain young lady in her
Well,
youth
we'll just
made
say
a
put it this way before we get into
mistake.
it. The anniversary curse has happened once again. Super Sentai
Yeah,
sometimes has an anniversary curse.
yeah, he's not wrong. A young lady made a mistake that cost her everything, and of course, we are talking about Gozuja Black, Miss Maya Imori, who uh, was fired this weekend. this happened over the weekend. Just like just imagine that we're all just sitting here chilling, and then poof, Saturday morning, TBI confirmed that actress Maya Imori, who is Japanese Filipino, so shout out to that,
So,
will no longer appear in Gozuger due to an alleged underage drinking
oh
incident.
no,
And
that
she
was
is
confirmed.
19.
She confirmed that.
Huh?
She confirmed that.
Yeah, well, yeah, she confirmed. Yeah, I'm just reading the thing off the thing, but yeah, so she confirmed it. But she's 19, and then and the legal drinking age in Japan is 20. So yeah, uh, that sucks, man. Like that of course means there's going to be changes to Gozuja, which I believe is around what point? The middle point now?
So we just did episode 37. She's already been taken completely out of the credits.
Yeah.
Episode 38 was supposed to be her big episode. They are trying to figure out what to do. They may have to reshoot, or they may just have to skip that episode.
Mm.
Even the end preview had a scroll that just said episode 38 pending, under consultation or something like that. Um, this is very big. This is also internationally. A lot of people are saying it's because she's Japanese Filipino. Race doesn't have anything to do with this. They don't understand Japanese business culture and Japanese idol culture, which is another thing that this kind of plays into. She's not an idol, but she did sign up through her talent agency to become a hero for children, to become a role model for young girls. So, in fact, this has, again, a lot of people in our neck of the woods saying because she's Japanese Filipino. Yes, there is a big xenophobic movement in Japan. There always has been. Japan is very xenophobic to a degree.
Yeah.
Um, they just treat people that are half Japanese or quarter Japanese a little bit worse than full-blooded Japanese. That's that's what it is. I mean, I'm not going to sugarcoat it, but the fact that she is Japanese Filipino does not have anything to do with it. She's had one alleged strike against her, which is the rumor that did get squashed, that she was having
Oh yeah, and affairs, right? I've heard about that.
a supposed affair with the red suit act with one of the suit actors on set. We don't know which color. That got squashed. That was confirmed to be false, but this is confirmed to be true. So they did terminate her. Her agency dropped her. She did come out and admit, yes, I did this. This is poor thinking on my part. I'm going to reflect. She said she did it, and what the international audience needs to understand is she is a hero and an idol for young girls in there. Japan is very mascot driven, very hero driven. If
Yeah.
you are not familiar with the concept of a local hero, please Google that. Japanese local heroes. Please Google that. They are used for advertisements. They are used for all sorts of things. So, if they break that contract or they do something that is deemed in poor taste to the brand, they will get rid of you. Go look at what happened to some of the people in the Yakuza video games.
Oh,
Uh, there are people that have been completely refaced and recast just between the original game and the current game because of the mistake the actors made. So this is not new. This is something that is just what it is in the Japanese entertainment industry. This is not racially focused. She effed up. She admits she effed up. She owned up to it. But these are the repercussions that are come with those in the Japanese entertainment industry.
yeah. I mean, and that's it's really sad that that happened. Um,
Oh yeah, no,
I
this is
know,
terrible because she is the first female Black Ranger.
yeah, like a milestone history. 50 years, we finally get changes, that were being very well liked, and then poof. So now this opens up the door, um to we don't know what's going to happen. Are they going
They're either going to
to
recast
change
the
it?
role or in
Yeah,
universe because her plot line was looking for her little sister Ota. So
Mm-hmm.
either we get a recast and someone new comes in and takes the ring, or they're going to shift the plot, uh, just kit bash a whole new episode, and Oto will become the new Black Ring.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people have been saying online that have been watching it all the way through. And I definitely believe that will definitely happen. So, um, which is crazy. Like I was literally before this happened, I was literally planning on like picking out some time coming up in the holidays to sit down and watch and catch up with Gozuger. And now this major big thing has happened, and so I know that with the episodes that I do have going forward, there's going to be a change. So I'm going to watch and enjoy what she brought to the character while we have her, and then we'll see what happens going forward. Um, Again, very sad that it happened. I am happy that she owned up to it and admitted to it. I do hope that she is able eventually in the future to um, bounce back from this and maintain have a career again. I know it's a lot different than what happens here in America, but I mean, cancel culture, I mean, happens here too. But I feel like there in Japan,
It's not
she
so much
could,
cancel culture as it is you are blacklisted.
yeah.
So she probably is more than likely done in Japan, but she can go to like the Philippines. She can even come here. She can come to Korea and make restart her career. But I believe she's done in Japan.
Well, you know what? We'll take her. Come on over here and start do your own Toku thing here, and we'll support you. uh, but yeah, so that's the three main topics we want to talk about today. Like again, a lot of Japanese focus, Super Sentai stuff. We had a lot of big stuff happening. I mean, God, since Sentai ending, this young lady losing her contract and her being terminated, Metal Heroes coming back. I mean, these two things, the last two things we talked about, happened within the weekend. That's how busy and crazy it's been. Um, Halloween happened. We got the news about uh, Sentai, and then literally as the week followed, just crash, 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 crash. So a lot has happened. Um, but again, I say we say all that to say that do believe the future is still bright for Sentai. I mean, they're going to switch up, change up. I do hope the break is not as long as it was with with Kamen Rider
It's
that one
only going to
time.
be
But
as long as it's profitable.
yeah, so we'll see. We just have to see what happens, guys. If tell us in the comments what you guys think and feel about um everything that's been happening with Super Sentai, with this young lady, this young actress, with the return of Metal Heroes, and yeah, let's start a conversation in the comments. We want to hear from you guys. Now, before we end up, because it's going to be a short episode, but I and Joe is probably happy right now. I finally had a chance to buy the first volume. He was there with me when I bought it of Power Rangers Prime, and oh boy, let me tell you something. I I loved it. I loved it, and I really, 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 really can't wait to catch up when I get some more time. But Power Rangers Prime is such a just shift and new thing from the comics. And just to give you some context, so this is the follow up and basically the main comic and the comic that's been going since 2016. Their big major storyline happened. The universe got saved, but timey wimey Morphin grid stuff, and now we got this new universe in Power Rangers Prime where things are so different. Remember how we've always said that Zordon can kind of be an a-hole sometimes? Uh, that's not like a personality trait. That's just a people trait. Eltarians are assholes. And we saw a bit of that in the comics with the Eltarian War. Great art, by the way. Love that. Uh, Imagine if the Eltarians just came to Earth and just say, "Hey, you know what? We like your planet. It's ours now."
So
And
let
yeah,
them
Eltarians
know,
taking
let
over it,
them
and
know,
it this is not the episode to go into it. We will do a full deep dive into it. Like we'll show everything and everything. But I just wanted to say, the first volume, I loved every minute of it. It goes all the way up until the full team is created. And man, are the characters in that dynamic of them being under Eltarian rule is so unique, and it's I'm excited to see what they're doing next. I know bits and pieces of what happens in future parts with like who becomes a Green Ranger. But you know what the biggest, and Joe knows this, he's been telling me about it every single week almost. You know the biggest add-on to this particular universe? The VR freaking troopers, guys. They this comic revitalized interest in the VR troopers with new sleek designs. Here I'm gonna show them real quick, and a new story and everything that they got. And I really think that, and now they have their own comic too. So like in that same universe, whatever happens leading up to it, now they have their own comic. So we got so just like we had um Power Rangers and then Go Go Power Rangers, now we have Power Rangers Prime and VR Troopers running at the same time. I believe concurrently. You want to correct me on that? Like, is it what happening later on in Prime tie
Uh,
into VR Troopers? Yes.
yeah, it VR Troopers is like a couple months into the future.
Okay.
So they're dealing with their own stuff, but they're not actively doing stuff in. Well, they are actively doing stuff in Power Rangers Prime, but what they're doing in their comic is not concurrent with what's going on in Prime.
Okay.
They're doing their
Okay. So
own
yeah,
storyline, but they are still part of the same universe.
right. So yeah, no,
Like they're
just
like the VR Troopers are the Otaran's personal shot guards.
hmm yeah, just think about that. Hey, humans, we can give you these built abilities to hunt down your own people if we tell you to. Okay. Okay. Obviously, there's a lot more that goes into it, but bringing back the VR Troopers in this new comic book era definitely has revitalized a lot of love for them. And I really think that, I mean, obviously, if you've been following along with this show for a while, you guys know that for years now, have been, working on my own version of the Power Rangers universe.
And they kind of
And,
steal from you a lot.
huh?
And they kind of steal from you a lot.
They do. A lot has been taken from my head. I can't really be too mad because I also run back and take things from them. So it is what it is. But yeah, no. Joe has made it a running joke to be like, "Hey, new comic dropped. Want to fix something in your thing? You might want to check and see what they changed or added or put in." So, but no. I had plans for the VR Troopers. It was definitely originally supposed to be hinted at that in the original VR Troopers run in the '90s that it was either in the same universe or would have been tied to the same universe as Power Rangers, because get this, the original plan for the Gold Ranger and Power Rangers Zeo was not some random alien made with triplets who are kind of sometimes assholes. No, it was supposed to be Ryan Steele, the lead actor in VR Troopers. His character, his show was supposed to be done. He was supposed to hop over and become the Gold Ranger to be a part of Power Rangers. How wild could that have been? Could you imagine if that's actually
He
what
was
would have
supposed to be the
happened?
White Ranger.
Wait, what?
Yeah, he was supposed to be the White Ranger, not the Gold Ranger.
Okay, no. So originally, it's twofold. Originally, the original plan was JDF, popular on Power Rangers. His time ended. He was supposed to get the VR Trooper show that at the time was called Cybertron, and that be his own show that he leads. That didn't happen because he was so popular. He came back and became the White Ranger, and they gave who was supposed to be the White Ranger, which is Ryan Still, actor, gave him the spot, made him the lead, and he was trying to find his dad the whole time. But later on, after VR Troopers ended, when we got to Zeo, the plan one of the plans. It was several different plans that they end up messing up with, but one of the plans was to have Ryan Steele be the Gold Ranger. So just like that little tidbit of history is wild to even think about what could have happened with that. But that's just, you know, one of many paths in the multiverse that actually could have happened. Which at some point, all the videos that I promised for Power Rangers Week that happened months ago that never came out will drop some point next year. And one of those is a look into the multiverse, which not just the Ranger worlds we got from the show. No, I plan on diving into comics, movies, and also a small tidbit of what was supposed to be like JDF becoming the lead for Cybertron, Ryan still becoming the Gold Ranger, or which we recently found out a couple months ago, Adam replacing Tommy as the Red Turbo Ranger. When Turbo started, one of the plans was one of the ideas was that Tommy would retire and Adam would step up as the leader. We were robbed of a Red Ranger Adam, and I'm mad about it. um, because he definitely has great leadership qualities, as we see later on down the line. But yeah, we could have had Adam as a Red Ranger, so I definitely want to do a video diving into like what could have been. And there are a lot of what could have been in all of Power Rangers, not just the first three seasons in Zeo. No, there's a lot of Power Rangers. Um, like for example, Time Force. The West and Alex was to be played by twins. Eventually, the other twin was supposed to take over the quantum power. Like it's a lot of different things that could have gone differently if some of the original plans that they had went forward. But that is a video for the future. Right now, um, this is going to be the last episode for 2025 of Ranger Ops. There might be a couple minis before the end of the year, but we have another podcast we work on. It's called Under the Mask, my homie Nick, and we're going to focus on getting a big production for that one out next month. Basically, it's our big superhero wrap up. And so here's a plug for that. Come back after this episode. Come back next month. Subscribe to make sure you get the notification. We're going to do a big superhero wrap up of everything that happened in 2025 going into what's going to happen in 2026, which, of course, the big thing with that is Avengers Doomsday. But that's a video for another time. Come back and see us again. If you like the video, make sure you comment, subscribe, like, do all the things, share it. And Joe, you have any last words before we cut it?
I mean, are we getting morphers or what?
I'm not currently at home, so no. If you want to do yours, you can. Well, ooh, hang on here. Let's get you it. Boom, what we got? What is that? That looks pretty, and it's purple. I like it. Now, wait, whose is that? That's not the standard. That's not the standard Q Ranger one. Whose is that?
Bandai Premium Dark Ranger.
Oh. It's purple and it's sexy. I like it.
And it makes retro game noises. And it also comes with dark docking.
Oh my god. I love that. And you know what? I don't need
it's also
since
wrist
we're talking
blaster.
about metal. Since we're talking about metal heroes, right? What better way to end the episode than with this? Jumped. I think I said it wrong, but you know what I mean.
Sure.
And with that, that's gonna be a wrap for Ranger Ops.
In 0.15 seconds.
Yes. I'm Shadow. He's Joe. Thanks for watching, guys. As always, may the power protect you. May the force be with you. And have the best day possible. Peace.
Later.